everybody. My name is Maya Erdelyi. I'm a Boston-based artist, and I have a show right now at City Hall. So this is one of my pieces here, and we'll sort of walk you around. So I'm originally from New York City, and I'm a first-generation American. My mother is Colombian, and my father is Hungarian. And a few years ago, I found myself in Boston, and I've stayed because the city has been very nice to me. So thank you, Boston. I'm a collagist, cutting, sourcing, and colliding memories and imaginary realms into animations and 3D paper works. My work braids together various animation and visual processes: cut paper, stop motion, hand-drawn animation, collage, puppetry, printmaking, and experimental direct-on-film techniques within hybrid digital worlds. I often use bold colors, patterns, and bound paper textures. The final artworks exist as animated films, artifacts, collages, and installations. Many moons ago, I studied at Harvard in the graduate school in arts and education, and I took one class in animation, and then that sort of changed the course of my life in a few ways, and I just got on the path of animating and kind of haven't stopped. So ended up moving back to New York City after graduate school, and then ended up going to LA to CalArts to get my MFA and in experimental animation. And then came back to New York City and was offered a position to teach at the museum school. So that's where I am right now, and I teach animation there and at RISD. A few years ago, I was 7 months pregnant, and I was at an art residency called Yaddo, and I applied to be a City of Boston Artist Fellow. And a few months later, once my child Paloma was born, I found out other good news that I was an Artist Fellow for the City of Boston. So that has been a really great honor. I came and met Mayor Marty Walsh, and actually Marty really liked Paloma, so that was really cute. I have pictures of Marty holding her. And yeah, so as part of that, I was given a wall to do a big mural on, which you'll see in a few minutes, and I was asked to put on a show. So what you'll see are some of my cut paper works that are connected to my cut paper process and stop motion process. So I do a lot of collage with stop motion. And so some of the works that you're gonna see in the show have a very circular pattern to them. They are called Ode to Circles. So once I was pregnant, I was thinking a lot about cycles and birth and roundness and fertility. And so I started this sort of circular series. And then if we move to some of these other ones, I started these series, they're called Ode to LA, and they were inspired by my time living there and thinking about like the colors and the traffic and patterns. And so there's like a bunch that are sort of about that time and experience. And then if you notice some of the Ode to Circles, there's like sort of circles hidden in different places. So you sort of have to kind of find them. It's not always an obvious. So I think at some point maybe I'll make an ode to Boston, but I think because I'm in Boston, I'm not like sort of pondering it from the distance. So this is another one called the Ode to LA series. And this is where I'm exploring like drawing and laser cut drawings. And I'm doing a lot of playing with monoprints and collage. So this is more of a three-dimensional experience. So if you kind of look in, they're like these little windows. And this work is very inspired by music. And this was originally a drawing that I did while listening to music. So they're very abstract. They're about like color and shape and form. And I see them as kind of like visual music. So there might be a narrative, but it's very abstract. So you have to kind of find it. And I also kind of see them as like three-dimensional paintings. So it's another way to look at it. So hi Boston, welcome to my colorful world. This is a cut paper collage that, one of the ones that you saw downstairs, blown up huge. So you can really like appreciate just the colors and the patterns and the way that the light hits the paper. So yeah, like shadow and form is super important to me. And one thing, like little secrets you'll notice here, like you'll see there's like a pin here. So this was from a film of mine. It's called Erdelyi. So everything here can spin and turn, and like this flower like opens and closes. So these are all very like animated elements. This wheel turns, and you know, different things are sort of moving and popping and sort of changing in space. And actually what you're looking at is a small part of like a much bigger piece. And this is meant to be a kind of, I call it like a fantastical anatomy. So it's actually meant to be part of the human body. It doesn't really look like that because it's sort of interpreted through paper and very much abstracted. But this is part of a film where I'm exploring this idea of memories inside the body. So the camera moves over this whole collage puppet, and you sort of enter the film after you move over this animation. So I hope that you will be able to come by and see the show. It ends on April 15th. At the Mayor's Gallery in City Hall, Boston, and you can just stop by and you might even see Michelle Wu or me, or some of the other fabulous women working in this building and connected to Boston. So, and this mural that's behind me is on the 8th floor of City Hall, so you can take the elevator up to the 8th floor, and there's some other great artists also that have their work on display here. So thanks so much, and I hope to see you here.